Hello, it's time for my featured artist of the week. Live with me here in the studio is the wonderful Dennis McCalmont from the Dennis McCalmont Band.
Good evening.
How you doing, Dennis? How you doing,
Good
mate?
evening, Kenny. I'm doing very well, very well. I'm talking to you here from a very wintry west of Ireland.
So you're in County Mayo, are you? Is that right?
That's right. Yeah, yeah.
And have you been there long? Have you always been there, or you? I think you're a northern boy, aren't
I've
you, originally.
Yes, I'm originally from County Derry in Northern Ireland, and I've been here in Mayo over 20 years, Kenny.
Right, wonderful. So how did you first get into the music business?
Oh, I've got to rewind a bit. I would say the first sort of music that I got into was singing in little school choirs and doing little solo pieces at school. I think that's where it kind of all began for me, you know.
So is
And
it in the family? Do your
yeah,
parents
yeah,
in the business?
definitely. Family's a big influence too because there was music on both sides of our family, and there was a radio pretty much going all the time, and there was lots of vinyl at home as well, vinyl records at home, and I suppose listening to music early in my life, I suppose one of the main artists that made an impression on me was Free, was Paul Kossoff playing a lead guitar solo on All Right Now. I think I remember hearing that, and I remember just it stopping me in my tracks. I would have been about 4 years of age, or whatever.
Hmm.
And I didn't know at
Right.
the time, obviously, what it was all about, but I followed it up later, and I'm still a fan all these years later.
Yeah, brilliant band, Free, and
Oh,
bankruptcy,
absolutely, yeah.
obviously
Yeah,
after
yeah,
Paul died and everything. But yeah, brilliant
yeah.
band. And one of my favourite singers of all time, obviously, is Paul Rogers. So
Absolutely, yeah. Paul Rogers is yeah, he's just, yeah, he got just one of those really distinctive rock voices, and yeah, they were kind of that initial. My initial response to that, as I say, was just stop me in my tracks. But as I say, a lot of vinyl around the house, and we had loads of different stuff from really early blues. You had the kind of Elmore James, Robert Johnson, Willie Dixon, Otis Spann, Andy Otis Redding, a lot of blues, a lot of Little Richard, Chuck Berry, all that 50s rock and roll, Buddy Holly. I can go on and on and on. It was just all there through the 60s into Hendrix, Rory Gallagher, Taste, all of that stuff. So it was, I mean, we had a really good, solid musical ground in there at home, you know.
brilliant. So did you get into bands at school, or did you leave when you left school, or how did it come about for you?
Yeah, I got into bands at school. I remember my dad trying to teach me a bit of guitar, but I was already sort of made up my mind that I was going to be John Bonham. So I took up drums for a while, but and played in a few little bands, a few little school bands, and did a few school concerts and stuff. And then I got my first sort of paying job then when I was in my early teens with a not a show band, but a sort of a pop rock band doing Beatles covers and doing bits and pieces like that.
So the first track we got of yours is called "You'll Keep On Living." What's this song about?
That song is on our new album, my new album, Forevermore, and this song it's done sort of with the full band. It's a personal song, Kenny. I suppose it's just about the fact of it's about loss, really. And this was written for a relative of mine, and just basically expressing the kind of feelings that you have, you know, losing someone and reflecting on your own life.
Drawing your last breath, you're dancing with death. It's through. Sorry if I let you down. Sorry if I wasn't around for you, but you keep on living with me. One thing we'll never know, when it's our time to go from here. I live my life this way. I turn up to face another day like it's all brand new. I try not to hurt anyone, and I always try to let the sun shine through. But you keep on living with me. One thing we'll never know, when it's our time to go from here. The way's not clear when I feel the fear. I'll hold you
That's the awesome Dennis McCalmont band there, and you'll keep on living. Sorry, I beg your pardon. That's a very laid back track, Dennis. That one.
Yeah. That's as I say, that one's been around for a little while, Kenny. But it's just lovely to actually have it recorded and have it out, and the response to it's been really good. So we're happy with that. And as I said, it's one of the. I've done a couple of full band tracks on the new album, and the rest of it is fairly reflective, and it's an acoustically based. But again, it's just one of those albums that I felt that I just had to get out there.
So, have you always been a solo artist with a band, or how do you look upon yourself, being in a band?
Yeah, I've sort of been in and out of bands, but I've worked with the same sort of musicians over the last sort of 10 to 15 years.
Okay.
Lads from the locality here, Craig Donaldson on bass, Donald Hoban on drums, and Michael Buckton on guitar, and John Flatley on keyboards. And I mean, those lads they're all great musicians in their own right, and they all do their own bits and pieces as well. But we're a bit like a kind of a Steely Dan of the West, on the West Coast here. We like recording, but we actually don't do as much live as I'd like. You know, it's just difficult to get the four of us all together in the one place at the one time. But when we do, there's a little bit of magic happens for sure. So we're hoping to get back in the studio again towards the end of this year, beginning of next year, to record a new album. I've got another album to go.
Wow! So are you all in different parts of Ireland, or?
No, we're all in the Mayo area. We're all in the catchment area here in Mayo. Right. Yeah.
Fantastic. So the next song we've got is Loverboy Blues, and I know this one's done quite well for you, hasn't it, on the circuit?
Yeah, this one really took off for us across the internet, particularly across the internet radio. and the positivity from it's been really good. And here at home, then on the back of that, I think we had a good bit of national airwaves coverage from Dave Fanning, who would be a renowned personality on the television and radio here. So he picked it up and he gives a great plug with it. So and some tracks off that album, it's from the album Soul Recall. Some of the we have another track called Speeding Train as well from that album, and that's going to be used in some RTE television. So fingers crossed on that one.
Right. Yeah. So what's Loverboy Blues about? What's this one about?
Loverboy Blues is a kind of a Led Zeppelin-esque kind of a groove to it. It's basically just man meets woman, falls in love with woman, decides woman is crazy and leaves.
That sounds fantastic. Let's have a listen to it. This is Loverboy Blues and the Dennis McCalmont Band.
See that girl, she works in the city. Yeah, they say she earns her share. See that girl, woo, ain't she pretty? She wears flowers in her hair. Well, I wanna get close to you and do what I'm supposed to do. Her mama told me that she'd tear me apart, but you know I can't wait to make a brand new start. Her papa told me that she's barking at the moon, but I get the feeling I'll be calling around real soon. I'll regret it if I don't, but I'll be damned if I do. Think I'll fall in love with you. I've got nothing left to lose. Days that confused with these lovable blues. Take my advice, she said, you better jump on the next plane. That woman's gonna take you so high, she's gonna drown you inside. Run for cover, you better run for your life. You'll be lucky if you get out of here alive. Well, I wanna get close to you and do what I'm supposed to do. I think I'll fall in love with you. I've got nothing left to lose. Days that confused with these lovable blues. I've got nothing left to lose. Days that confused with these lovable blues. I've got nothing left to lose. I'm dazed and confused with these lover boys.
That's the Dennis McCalmont Band and Loverboy Blues, and Dennis is live with me here on air. That's a brilliant track, and we were just talking in the break there, and you're saying you get likened to to Rod Stewart quite a bit, yeah?
I get that quite a bit. Yeah, yeah. I've got that. If I had 20 euros for every time I heard that, Kenny, I could retire.
Yeah.
They even post that on my timeline. You know, but it's great. It's
Yeah.
it's
I
good.
think you're better. I think you're better than Rod Stewart. There you go. So there you are.
But you're you're so kind.
So, but, yes, and I'll have some of that 20 euros. Okay, so don't worry about that. So. So we were just talking in the break there, and you're telling me that you're into music education as your job.
I work.
Tell us about that.
I work in a further education centre, working with youth in an early school leavers program, and basically we offer sort of an inlet back into education again for people who've left school early, and music is a part of that for them too. So I've been in that for the last sort of 18 years since I got to Mayo here, and so I take groups of young people and I try and encourage them as best I can to get into music and songwriting and recording, and it's been really good. Actually, at the moment, the current batch are really good. We've got 2 or 3 young people at the moment that are playing instruments and writing their own songs, and we're in rehearsals at the moment for a Christmas performance, and it'd be great to get some of their songs recorded as well for them.
Wow! So these are kids that have been. So these are kids that have been in education, have come back into it, yeah.
Yes, they've been in mainstream education, and for various reasons they drop out of mainstream education, and this is just a program called Youth Reach that kind of offers them a second chance, if you like, to in a different setting, in a smaller setting. I mean, we would only have about 40 people attending our centre, so I mean, you're working with small groups between it could be 6, 10, 12 people per group. It's smaller numbers, and so that I mean, I'm really looking forward to this year in the sense that, as I say, there's quite a few of them are already up and running as potential musicians.
Excellent, good for you. It's good to hear that you're putting something back into the future of music, which is very important for everybody, obviously.
Yeah, I think that's important for me. Definitely to be able to give something back. I mean, music has just been such a driving force in my life, and such a comfort in my life as well. I definitely encourage anyone, and even if it's just a matter that you go and play in your room for the next 20 years, that's fine. It'll give you something. Music will always give you something.
Oh, you sure? You certainly will. So the last track we've got of yours is Speeding Train, and I can reveal now that this one's going to be going into our November top 30 chart. So hopefully people go and vote for that. Can you tell us a little bit about the track?
Speeding Train it's a kind of just a positive mantra about being grateful for every day that you have, and I suppose as I go forward in life, that's kind of, I like to try and keep that sense of positivity around, and it is a bit like this is a bit like a train ride. This life is a bit like that. You get on the track and there's one way out. The train's only going one way. It's one way out and no way back, and it goes very quickly. Life goes very quickly, and it's just about, as I say, just being grateful for the time that you have. Enjoy the ride, and do the best you can while you have the time to do it.
One way out, no way back. be grateful for this day. No, that's not too much to ask. Now you're free at last. 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 What's all this revelation? Now you're standing at the station. Finally reached your destination. Destination. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
That's a Speeding Train. That's a fantastic song from Dennis McCalmont, my featured artist of the week, who's live with me here now. So, what does the future hold for the Dennis McCalmont band, Dennis?
Well, I'm going to keep going as long as I can. That's the first intention, Kenny, I suppose. And I'll be. I'm a weekend warrior. I gig a lot, do a lot of quite a lot of live work. And as I was saying to you earlier, the band and myself are hoping to record. I've got another album of 10, 12 tracks ready to have demoed, and we're going to go into a bit of pre-production now in the next few weeks, hopefully, and to have a release then of a new album in 2015. So that would be the plan anyway. But you know yourself, you can plan, but there's nothing in stone. But we'll do our best to get something out next year.
So, are you the main songwriter, or is it a collaboration, or how does it work?
I'm the main. I'd be the songwriter, yeah, and the lads then will add their little bit of colour to proceedings because they're such competent musicians. They bring a lot of music to the project, you know. But yeah, I'd be the songwriter.
Excellent. Well, it's been fantastic talking to you. Thanks for coming on the show. It's been a real pleasure, and hopefully when the new album comes out we can have another chat.
That's brilliant, and just to say thank you, Kenny, and to wish all your listeners well out there, and to all the indies out there, keep it going, keep going with your music. It's great, and thanks for giving us the opportunity to talk to you tonight. Thanks.
It's been great talking to you, mate, and thanks again for coming on. Everybody, put your hands together for Dennis McCalmont.